Alright guys, today we are going to be jumping into a much anticipated part for me, which is going to be these new Pokeball displays. That's right, I'm going to be finally revealing these so you guys can check them out and also put your input in them for a final touch-up if there's anything that you see that should be adjusted for these to make them better. But we'll get into it right after this. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm down on my opening screen, but today we're going to be taking a look at these particular products. So they come with these lovely little inserts. So these inserts, of course, snap inside the Pokeball. Some people I've had ask questions, a few that I did kind of talk about it before, is that do they fit CGC? Yes, they fit CGC. So I got a CGC old slab here, a PSA slab. They fit no problem. They fit AGS and they fit CSG. And GMA. I've had no problems with any of the real Ace. I tried an Ace one a friend had, and that worked just fine inside of here. The only one that I could not get to fit inside of this particular insert is a BGS. And if I open this up big enough for a BGS, then the PSA and CGC all fall out of alignment and nothing really works good. So if you do have BGS, I do have an insert for it, but you have to specifically call out the BGS insert, which will be an option when you purchase these. So I do have a design that works with BGS and all the rest of the grading companies. So once again, if there is another grading company out there that has a big slab like BGS, then definitely order the BGS ones. If it's bigger than the PSA or CGC, then yeah, you're going to want to be buying the BGS insert. But overall, this will fit in most of them that I've tried thus far. And there's so many other small grading companies. I can't cover them all, but it covers basically 4 of the 5 big 5 grading companies with no problem. I've had no issues with it. So first thing is this insert's just a standard plastic 3D printed insert. It has nice edges, everything's rounded. Looks a little glossy, but it's a glossy finish on this one. And it has nice edges, so it's not going to damage cards, not going to mar up cards or the holders or anything like that. Overall, I want to make this in 2 options. Number 1, you're going to be able to put it in here, but this is also for a future display that either A, you can put this as a self, so I'll kind of tip down my camera just a little bit here. You can keep this as a self-contained unit like this. So you can just put it on your counter like this. I'm going to make it so it's a little bit straighter. Or you could actually put it inside the ball bottom, so they'll pop in the ball bottom, same thing, they'll be a straight. Because eventually, and this isn't going to happen right now, this might be a little ways out before I even get to that point. I'm going to move this back up. Don't mind me moving around all over the place. But what's going to end up happening is I want to try and get a light bar or 2 light bulbs in the front of here, maybe on the edges with a switch on it, so that you can actually illuminate the front of your graded cards. And that's going to be a little bit more of a lengthy and more expensive alternative. Of course, it's going to take me a lot longer to prototype that out, but I wanted to get these out because I do really enjoy these, even with the way that they are. As you see behind me on the screens, they look good just in your standard setups without a lighting option. So it's definitely something a work in progress if we do get to that point. And then if anything, you would just have to buy the new insert. I would make an insert option for the bottom to get a replacement. If you have one, you don't have to buy the base. You could just buy the insert and get the lighting option for it. So we're definitely going to be playing with some different options. Once again, it's one of these things that I felt has been lacking in the Pokemon TCG is actually trying to find a displayable option that utilizes some of the parts of the Pokemon anime, right? We use these, like I said, I've talked about it before. We've used these wood easels. I've used the little plastic hook things that actually hold these things up. And none of them have really, in my opinion, done justice to the overall looking as a Pokemon coming out of the ball. Once again, it's Pokemon, guys. I want it to look like it's coming out of a Pokeball. And I could never find a display that would do that. So I went out and I decided I was going to try and build something for myself. And honestly, I love them. And people I've seen that have seen this have loved it. So today I'm going to go also how to put these together. So when you get it, I'm not going to be selling Pokeballs right now. Maybe in the future I'll start buying lots of them, but right now I'm not selling the Pokeball with it. You're just getting the insert, which is this piece, and then the base. So the base is all solid, it's got the webbing in it, and it's all nicely done. It's got a nice balance point to it, so it's not falling over. I've shook my shelf. My kids have hit my shelf, and they have not fallen over, so they're really stable. I mean, I'm not going to say they're earthquake-proof. I don't think anything you can claim that completely. But overall, they're really a good fit when it comes down to it for keeping these things safe. They're not just going to fall over, and I'll show you how they don't fall over, because some people will be wondering how this is all going to work. So overall, there's this base, this insert like this, and that goes inside of here, and it snaps in. So it kind of pops inside of there, and then the base itself comes up, and if you look, there's actually a little locking mechanism that matches the radius of the Pokeball. So you kind of line up the lock and that, and it popped in. You hear that pop, you know it's now secured and it's floating. It's sitting on that arc, but it's kind of floating in there too. So there is a little bit of movement for adjustments and things like that. And then the ball itself, if you can look, there's a little groove up here right at the tip. And then this ball comes in and it fits right into that groove. And it's snug. I mean, I don't push on it super hard, but it goes in there like that. So now the ball head is held up there nicely in the air. So now you're safe there. And then you just take the card, and there's enough space that it goes in, falls in the slot, and sits in there like that. And then you just kind of make your little final adjustments to how you want it to sit. So there you go. I can turn that like that. So there you go. You can see the overall setup on that one. So we'll do the exact same thing here with the white one. And I wanted to show black and white. Those are two colors I have right now. I am working on a transparent, but I really don't like the way the transparent works with a 3D printer. So I'm working on some settings. So that snaps into the ball like that. Come around like this. You pop up and it snaps in. So you can see it snaps in and it actually sits there. So I mean, it's not just falling off. So your card's not going to fall off in no man's land. And we can go like this. Once again, you can find that little groove up there. And then the design of the ball pops right in like that. You can turn these things. The only thing you got to watch is if you are turning these things, watch the locks. There's these little lock pieces. Those will not go through the slot, just so you know. I'm just warning people now. So if you try and push that through the slot, it's going to break. It's going to hurt the thing. And once again, PSA card just kind of sets in there and it goes like that. So once again, as you can see, they look really good. And overall, I'm really happy with the way that they turned out for my display. Once again, it makes it look like that Pokemon is coming out of the ball. That's the whole point of Pokemon, is the Pokemon comes out of the Pokeball when you throw it. So that's why I went with it. One word of caution. There is one ball. I do not have a way to work with it yet. Just letting you know. If you have these gray balls, there's an issue with them. When they made these for the coloration on here, because they're not black and white like those, they make a weird lip. That lip will not go into these. Maybe it's something futuristically I can work with here in the near future to get something for you guys if you do want to use this particular ball. But as of right now, there is no good way to get that into the display and the lock in. So it won't fit. So once again, that's just one of them things. You can't get everything, and it's just because of the way they design it with the multicolored, because of course it's got the gray, gold, and gray on it. So they have to do a different layered process inside of it, which changes that internal groove into there. So it's not like the step, it's actually got an internal lock into it. So that kind of changes it. That's the one difficult one I have, just giving you a heads up. So if you are looking at that, it's not going to work. So overall, right now, I'm going to put a link down below for my shop where you guys can purchase these if you guys are interested in them. If you want to wait, it might be about 3-4 months before I do get the lighting option in there. Once again, I'm looking for the right LEDs and the right hardware to hold it in properly with a switch. I want to have a switch on it where you can turn them on and off. So if you don't want them on, you just shut them off. And if you do want them on, then you just turn them on. And I mean, that's basically what I'm working on right now, is to get that switch all set up for you guys so that it has that option. So once again, this is what I've got for you guys. If you guys are interested in something like this, definitely check the link down below. Once again, if you have different ideas or changes that you would like to see done to this particular item, please put them in the comments below. I'm open to criticism on them to make them a little bit better for people that are looking at it. But other than that, guys, this is what we're looking at today. So if you do like this kind of content and you are interested in these balls, definitely hit me up. And if you look, I am putting in a promo code here on YouTube where you're going to get an extra 10% off the purchase of the first ones of these. I want to get them out. I want to get people to get them so you guys can give me honest reviews on them. So if you are interested in this for your Pokemon collection and want to have some good display ability for your Pokemon Pokeballs and for your Pokemon graded cards, this is definitely the opportunity to do that. And I'll give you guys a good discount on these ones. Just get them going and get you guys to try them out. I want you guys to try them out and see what you think. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. If you did make it this far, hit that subscribe, notify, and of course that like button. Definitely help this video get going. This thing will be posted in different places also, but the YouTube people will be the only ones that'll see this part with the code. Other than that, guys, see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.